I've previously posted this exploit before, but there's recently a new version of this that is improved and it guarantees a spawn on the island. Make sure to like, subscribe if you're enjoying the content, and without further ado, let's get into the video. So once you're on your ship, you're going to want to go and head down to your quest table. Once you open up the quest table, go to Tall Tales, Shores of Gold, scroll down to the very bottom and then start Tall Tale. Make sure to dive to location. So then, once you go ahead and leave the outpost and dive, you will then surface at Morrow's Peak outpost. What you're going to want to do then is grab the wheel, turn left and not right like I just did at the start there, and then head northwest. So as you can see here on the map, Morrow's Peak outpost is pretty close to the Forsaken Brink, which is useful for this exploit. And the Forsaken Brink, of course, is a small enough island, so it's not a bad method of doing this exploit. What I usually do is, as you're sailing over there, I go ahead and vote down the Tall Tale so that once I get to the island, I can instantly vote up a new quest. Once you park the ship up at the island, go ahead and go down to your quest table once again. Go to Voyages, Gold Hoarder, Treasure Vault, and then choose an Ashen Captain's Treasure Vault. Once you've put the voyage down, you're going to want to go ahead and have a look at the Wayfinder. This Wayfinder should always be pointing towards this island, which is why it makes this exploit better than the previous method. And also another thing that I'm going to get into later. So the way you can tell that you have the right island anyway is looking at how fast the compass is moving back and forth. Once you see the Wayfinder spin around in circles like crazy, you can go ahead and dig the loot up. What you want to do then is just go ahead and kill all of the skeletons that are going to spawn in. It has about a 33% chance of one of these spawning, but I got lucky this time, and as you can see, I got 3 magma grails, which is pretty good. I've seen a lot of people who do this exploit not seeming to bother to kill everything that spawns, but I do just because they can drop ruby siren gems and other things like that, and of course there could be a captain. So then basically what you're going to want to do is go back to the quest table and just again repeat the process again. So go down to Treasure Vault, choose an Ashen Captain's Treasure Vault, sail to location. Just use the Wayfinder to find the map piece and you should be stacking a load of these in no time. So then again, as I said, the same method, go ahead and dig it up, kill the skeletons, and then you can bring all of the trinkets back to your ship and stack as many of these as you want and just keep doing it over and over and over again. Pretty crazy method. As you can see on screen here though, I only got 1 Magma's Grail this time, but I can't complain too much since I got 3 before. Now I'm going to show you why doing these exploits in the Devil's Roar is now so much better. So this update came out on July 17th. I'm now going to let a video play to show you what changes they made.
Also arriving in this update is a rebalance to the Devil's Roar. The geezers will now feel less targeted. There'll be more warning ahead of volcano eruptions, and those eruptions now won't last as long. Ships sailing near to erupting volcanoes will now also experience less direct hits, and instead a few more near misses from those hurtling rocks.
The volcanoes can still happen, as he said, but they should be less frequent and they shouldn't last as long. But as you can see here, when I was doing this I did still get one, so it obviously still happens a bit, but it's definitely not as common. I also seen a few people at this island saying you couldn't be hit by the volcano from here, but I beg to differ. As you can see on screen, I got hit by a good couple times. So you're going to find out once you go to sell them that magma grails are worth from 2,000 to 5,000 gold. Make sure you either put up a Gold Hoarder's flag or a Reaper's flag to maximize your profits from doing this exploit. So when you're selling these magma grails, you can now expect between 300,000 and 500,000 per hour while doing this exploit, which is decent enough if you ask me. Make sure to join the Discord if you haven't already, looking for people to be willing to do a big stack in there soon, so go ahead, join up and say if you're willing to do that. Thanks a lot for watching, make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.